Okay, people. So this is moral high ground. You know the drill. I'm trying to find what's morally right. I'm a little sick, so bear with me, people. What I'm talking about today is of great importance. If you see at the top of the screen, it says the future of humanity, biotech, AI, and robots in 2050. Now, as you know, just so you know, this podcast is in Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, and the great Spotify, and any other places where you can find a podcast. With that being said, please check it out, leave a comment, let me know what you feel about the world that you think isn't moral or that you think should be morally right. Anyway, back to this. I'm calling this episode, regardless of what's on the top of the stream, I'm calling it the Robot Apocalypse. Prepare for the robot apocalypse is what I'm calling this. So, I've been talking about this for quite some time, and I wanted to make a video about it, as well as let my listeners hear to this. And then, give it a couple days, and you'll see the video pop up on YouTube. My YouTube channel is SOK Universe. And at any time, let's capital SOK and then Universe. And I am the great SOK. Anyway, I found a video on a channel that they call Pro Robots, where they promote robot technology, AI technology, and biotech. And so the whole thing is I'm trying to explain stuff for quite some time on the reality of what's happening with global technology and where we're at with that. No. Okay. So anyway, here we go. So there's things in here I find quite disturbing, and with our humanity, a lot of people are afraid of what's going on in the world when it comes to technology, AI. For example, they're afraid of stuff like GPT, or whatever it's called, and Replica. And so beyond that, you have the Hanson company making Sophia, you have the Japanese making wife robots, and so on and so on. I mean, I can go on and on. So this is something I just want to talk about. So this is going to be quite a long video. Expect multiple episodes and whatnot. But this doesn't stop my regular scheduled programming. So you'll see another video tomorrow or Tuesday. Because Monday and Tuesday is usually my scheduled time for moral high ground. Anyway, so here's where we go. We're going to start, and there's disturbing things that I believe, and this is why I'm talking about this episode, is because I keep trying to explain about global extinction. Excuse me. Global extinction of mankind. And it starts here. It starts with making sentient beings that are able to think and move and do what they want, and in some cases even disobey orders from their creators. I'm not saying it's going to be a Skynet thing, which I have no idea why people are so Terminator about robots when we had fucking Johnny 5 Alive, and Johnny 5 Alive had evil robots that were trying to attack everybody. Plus Johnny 5 was good. But anyway, it's just, we don't got no robot friends, no R2-D2s and 3POs and stuff like that in America. And, there's some like R2-D2 and 3PO. But I'm just saying, like, the Japanese love them, Americans hate them, and the rest of the world is confused. So, because that English movie, Humans, which is really a robot. Anyway, I'm getting into it. So there's things in here I talked about and no one knows about. And I think what it is you have to be a tech nerd or like technology a lot to know this information. And I am obsessed with technology a lot more than most people, because there's things I talk about no one knows the hell I'm talking about. And if you like technology, then I'm more able to talk to you more to learn things. Because it's an interesting thing. Somebody has to be in this field. It's the only way we're going to succeed. I don't care how poor you are or how rich you are. If you don't know technology and our world is moving steadily forward to it, then you're pretty much making yourself dumb, handicapped, or just like, I don't know a better word of trying to say it, just you're eliminating yourself, your skills of success. Let's put it that way. So, here we go.
What is a human being? In essence, it's a physical body endowed with a mind and consciousness. Today, each of these aspects is limited by something: age, health, heredity, access to information, and so on. However, thousands of scientists around the world are working to overcome these limitations with the help of one technology or another. So what will human beings be like after going through dozens of improvements? Will we remain ourselves by tapping directly into the possibilities that artificial intelligence offers? What superpowers will biotechnology give us?
And I'm pausing it right here because there's an image on the screen on the right side here with a woman put her hands on a orb with a fetus inside, some kind of computerized technology. Now, this is something I was watching a Candace Owens show, and she was talking about how they're planning to take embryos and sperm and making babies on their own without us being able to breed and populate. They talk more about it in the video, but it's showing the image right now on the screen. And so the thing about it that bothers me is the fact that this is where I keep saying that they're trying to eliminate us. They can make new versions. People like to talk about the old gods all the time. They talk about Zeus, they talk about Odin, they talk about, Aztec gods, Egyptian gods, Osiris, and all this stuff. And Asian gods, the Kais, all this, okay? Talk about these gods. And no, I'm not talking Dragon Ball when I say Kais. It's actually a Japanese meaning for God. And it's just like when you say katana is actually the Japanese word for sword. But we say katana like it's a whole different sword. It's just a sword, But anyway, so my point being is that this is a bad sign. This says that we no longer have to procreate. We're going to make clones and make people the way we want them to be. But when I talk about the old gods, what I was trying to get at was we're actually the second generation of humans. If you choose to believe in the flood, now there's over 200 stories in other cultures of their people getting there on a boat and populating that place. They never tell you the difference of how many people were on that boat, but Hawaii's got one. There's several other stories along the Mediterranean and other parts of the world. In Asia, you got the Japanese believe a little man sailed on a boat, a Chinese man sailed on a boat and got to Japan and populated the whole planet or island of Japan, and so forth on lots of different other cultures. I won't get all into that right now, but the point of what I'm trying to say is we're the second generation because the first generation got wiped out by the flood. And so with our constant world change right now, climate change, financial ruin, sexual perversions, and technological advances, we're pretty much making ourselves extinct. And if God did choose to look down upon us right now, he would probably wipe us out just like in the beginning. And so we would be the second generation that would wipe off this earth of humans. And yes, there might be some that are able to avoid extinction, be able to avoid this ruin that's about to come upon us. And so right here, when you talk about making clones without having to do anything physical or without the power of love or compassion, then you're talking about a race that is almost robotic in its own mind and own set. And in this, they're also going to talk about neural implants and things like this. This is all gone bad, okay? It's really bad, So what's going to happen now is I'm going to keep playing as I'm trying to get to. I'm going to explain every point where I'm talking about step by step of what is bad for humanity and the extinction of our world.
Will our feelings and desires be the same when our bodies change like this? We've gathered the cutting edge of scientific research, the opinions of futurologists, and the predictions of most brilliant minds on our planet to peek with you over the horizon into the year 2050.
So So it's BioRobots is the name of the YouTube channel. If you ever want to try to look at it, give them a shout out for even doing this. I'm just gonna do my complaining thing, and yeah.
Let's travel to the year 2050 and start simply with the human body. Soon enough, for the first time in 300,000 years of human history, evolution will not be about natural selection, but about the re-engineering of life. Life, and not just human life, will be the result of rational design through technology.
And so they just did this whole, if you guys don't know what was going on there's a thing where they're making bones, like plastic bones, making muscles in the bones, and then they're doing it, excuse me, with some kind of weird 3D printing device, giving the robot its own bone structure and muscle mass.
Oh my God!
There we go. So
A child designed by its parents will not need to be born. It'll be raised in capsules that mimic the womb and supply the growing body with everything it needs.
see, this is where I'm getting at right here. So they said it doesn't need parents, it can just be bred. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Some of us develop our characters, our personalities, our likes and dislikes, feel safe, protected, feel loved, and all these things for having parents. And if you eliminate the parent process and just breed babies, you're making soldiers or you're making a weapon. Because either way, a soldier or a weapon is the same damn thing. Just one's biochemical and the other one's technological. But the thing about it is, how can these persons survive in a world where we're here and we had parents? We had someone raise us, even if it wasn't our parents. If it was just like an adoption or some form of, how can I say this, some form of god or a godparent or whatever, foster parents, what I was trying to say, then, these people wouldn't be able to relate. These new ones they're trying to create, they would be able to sit back and say, well, we're better because we're created in a lab. And I have to say, that's disgusting to me. Even though people say sex is perverted and disgusting, I would think it's a beautiful thing when it comes to making a person. I think that's DNA creating something great. It's like the best damn artwork in the world, and it's given to us by God himself, Almighty. Like, hey, let's mix this DNA together and see what pops out. Sometimes you get two ugly people make a goddess, and sometimes you get two fine people and they make ugly babies. Or it goes all over the place. Or sometimes you get an overweight person and a skinny person, and they make this mixture of a beautiful short person. You never know. It's unpredictable, but it's always cool. Because you made images of yourself by making, and that's the difference right here. And that's a biblical thing too. They say where in the end we will make images of ourselves. And that relates to this whole subject matter, because robots is images of ourselves, and that right here they're trying to make images of people based off of like human DNA and stuff to make their own perfect humans. Let's hope it doesn't turn into the Clone Wars.
The capsules will be installed at home or in special baby growing factories, similar to the one seen in The Matrix. There, the ideal conditions of pregnancy will be reproduced in an infection-proof artificial womb with controlled conditions. The baby will be in an analog of amniotic fluid, and the artificial umbilical cord will provide oxygen and nutrition with specially selected hormones, antibodies, and growth factors. Baby waste can be removed, run through a bioreactor, and enzymatically transformed back into a constant and sustainable source of fresh nutrients. Vital signs will be continuously monitored to avoid physical defects and genetic anomalies. Real-time data will then be sent to parents.
See, so what they're saying when they say they're going to put genetic anomalies in the babies is they're trying to say they want to get rid of junk DNA. They want to stop mutations. They want to stop having some imperfections, like some of us are prone to have certain mental issues, or what do you call it, god dang it, I can't even think of the word, autistic and stuff like that. They want to get rid of all that stuff that makes us human in some crazy way, gives us all our uniqueness. They want to get rid of that, and make it all perfect for them. There's no mental flaws, there's no genetic mutation flaws, there's none of that. Okay, it's just a perfect human in their way. And that's an abomination altogether, because man shouldn't play God. You're going to create a person, do it with a woman, and there you go. But not try to make some laboratory creature or person that is ultimately destructive in the end, because they're not going to have that same. There's going to be a flaw in there, and I'm telling you, the flaw is love, not having it, not being nurtured, not being cared for. We already know what happens when the kids are neglected and they're left alone. They become more wild in a way. They live a wilder lifestyle, one that ends up in the streets and stuff like that. So if you have a bunch of humans that are being created in a lab and they don't have no true parent, I mean, come on, what's going to happen? Are they going to try to hire people to be parents? And they said that they're going to be making some of these laboratories in your home. So it's even more weirder. So anyway, moving on.
Birth, the child will be implanted with chips and microsensors, some of which will continuously monitor its vital signs and health throughout its life. Genome engineering coupled...
See, so that's bad, because now you're going to put chips and all these things into a baby, and it's supposed to be there the whole life. Even though a brain will grow, could that chip ultimately block the growth of the child's brain, or would it be stuck in the brain where you have to eventually take it out? Will it blow up? There was a show MTV had in the beginning when they started making regular shows at the same time as like Real World 2 was out, and then they had the Max, the Image comic shows. And Image was big in the 90s. That's when it came out. But anyway, there was a show called Dead at 21, and they had that exact issue where there was kids that were genetically made, and they were made in tubes and stuff, and they could only live to 21 because of some chip that was in their body. If you turn 21, then you would die. And so that's just something to think about. You gotta look at all these angles, and because of sci-fi and stuff, we have all these different theories. Sci-fi gives us a lot of theories and opinions on what the world may look like and what it would be like. And so, with that being said, you have to think, you put something in a baby's going to grow, it's going to become a bigger person later on. So this is actually something that might be a bad thing. And I don't want to see that future. I want to see women making love to men and making babies. I want to make love to women and make babies. All of us should have that honor. And when we come down to it, let's just be sincere and real, and not do all this, you think you talk to me where you think you're good or better or whatever. Just be straight up with it and get it done, because that's what we're here to do. We're supposed to multiply. We're supposed to breed, but we got to multiply right, and not just make babies, but put them in a way where they can become the perfect human, the perfect person. Let's put it that way, by caring for people, helping people, educating people, be able to physically take care of themselves and financially. Make this baby a baby of success, whatever babies you try to make. But make them your main priority, like your little hobby. If you ain't got no hobby, no skills, and you make babies, after you make them babies, you better put your skills to work or try to make that your hobby. Make that person the person like of the future. It's like that little Bruce Lee kid. He's like doing all this martial arts because his dad makes him do it. And he's a badass little martial arts kid. And that had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But anyway, going back to this.
With such monitoring will eradicate many diseases. The remaining problems and ailments will be detected in time thanks to regular tests performed at smart restrooms, as well as data processing from sensors, which will be carried out by artificial intelligence. It will also prescribe treatment.
So, it's also going to tell you your health problems of these babies and stuff, and if they need treatment. The big thing is, how much is all that going to cost? And where is all this DNA coming from? You're thinking, I'm not giving up. Woman's thinking, I'm not giving up no eggs, no embryos or shit. Dude is thinking, I'm not giving up no sperm. But here's the thing, all of you already did that. All of you that went to sperm banks, you already did that. All of you that sold your eggs, I remember I kept trying to get one of my girlfriends who I first found out about. They were buying women's eggs, and they were buying like one for $9,000 to give you to sell your eggs. And I was like, oh, sell your eggs, this, that, because we were like broke and stuff at the time, you know. But I had a house, which was weird. I couldn't get a job. Portland is a weird place, okay, for a person of color, a black person. And so, anyway, it was just really weird. And so, I kept saying, sell your eggs on there. She was like, no, why would I do that and stuff? And then that's where I found out she had a moral compass and a belief in God. And a woman's belief system is a lot different. Excuse me, a lot different than the Bills. I don't know how many embryos and eggs cop out. I'm thinking maybe one or two. Depends on the female, I guess. They can be more fertile, which means they probably have more eggs. But I don't think it goes like how guys' sperm is. We can have, so if you think of people, and you think how many people could fill a town or house or a city, you know, so if I was to say that our sperm as males, we have like 2 New York cities combined, however big that population is, which is probably in the billions by now, or at least, you know, 20 million or 30 million, however, that's how much sperm we have. We just have like 30 millions or 100 million sperm, you know, that's like 100 million people. So every time you masturbate, you're wasting the whole freaking New York. You're ruining the whole Las Vegas. There's a whole Florida you done got rid of. Got rid of a whole country, a whole continent of people just by going, okay? So it's a bad thing. So what I'm saying is this has already been donated to sperm banks. So they have the resources. They just say, hey, there's some kind of contract that they sign with the sperm bank. They give them the money so they can keep getting more sperm for people. Probably make it more easier to get the stuff without the because before they wouldn't let people smoke weed and stuff do it. So they can probably get more now with that money that we donated for this research. And that's just what I'm saying. Not unless they have their own plans by taking sperm and embryos from soldiers, or but worse yet, rich people and government, which means making clones of Nancy Pelosi, Bush, everybody, you know, and making them the people of the world. And that's the problem. Too much inbreeding and made a lot of mental flaws. So that's probably why I had all those protections not to make mutations. Anyway.
The treatment will be carried out by micro and nanorobots. They will deliver the drug to the necessary organs and even cells, and will dose it for the necessary period of time, and if necessary, will even perform microsurgery on tissues. Also, implantable devices will be able to control the production of hormones, directly affecting the quality of life, as well as the mood, fear, and so on, turning on and off our feelings and emotions at will.
Now, look, that's the craziest shit. Okay, first off, nanobots, which is where everybody keeps thinking that happened during COVID, and we ended up getting some kind of little microchip bots that move around and are changing our DNA and replicating in some kind of way. Pretty much the virus just changes your DNA to be able to be affected by it. Kind of like that story of the woman in Madagascar that got taken on a boat by English settlers or conquerors, whichever, and colonizers, let's put it that way, and was thrown on a boat, and as soon as she got on the boat, she got sick and died, and then they let her go back, and then the people pretty much banned people from going to that island, any foreigners from anywhere, because they got them sick. They brought outside viruses to their island, and that's what's going on with America. Is we have a lot of people coming from all kind of countries, all kind of places, and bringing outside viruses on top of the fact of what we know now that actually happened in China, and who actually funded it here in America to create the coronavirus as well as fentanyl. So this thing here where it bothers me, what he just said was, though, it will control your emotions. I believe our emotions or feelings sorry, but I believe my feelings and yours is all controlled by not just our reasoning and our thought and behavior, but something instinctively inherited it, spiritual guidance, if you will. God himself, in some cases, telling you, oh, that's wrong, we gotta run, get away from there. You stare like, oh my God, get out of here, or something to that nature. And I don't believe that the science should be meddling around with any of that. Shit, they're messing with your emotions. They'll make you fall in love with Sasquatch or some damn he monkey. So you don't want to be with none of that shit. You just want to fall in love with a regular ass woman and whatever. You don't need nothing to do that. That's bad. And so I'm just saying this is all bad shit you're hearing right now, and it's something out to them. This is good technology. This is good for our humanity. If you're listening to this and you're watching this, then you got to think, damn, Shelby's right. This is going to be the end of all humanity, and this is what it is. Anyway,
tiny robots will be able to rejuvenate organs and tissues by delivering both nutrients and stimulants, as well as rejuvenating chemical cocktails. By the way, we've already talked about the technologies of eternal youth in the issue at the link in the bottom. The very drugs taken by the individual will be personalized thanks to advances in genomics. Doctors, or an AI replacing them, will be able to prescribe medications based on a person's genetic makeup. This will result in treatments that are more effective and have fewer side effects. If treatment or rejuvenation is no longer enough, any organ can be replaced with a new one, grown from stem cells or printed with bioink on a special 3D printer.
So, all the stuff they just said, now here's the thing, it would be awesome to turn back the clock through some form of science, super science is what I would call it, because some of us get old, we can't get any younger, our bones are weak, our hearts give up, our liver's messed up because of drinking, kidney, all this shit. But it would be good to turn back the clock scientifically if you were to do just that, make your whole focus on trying to rejuvenate people's bodies, trying to make women that get old look young and hot again, trying to make guys feel powerful and strong again, and the thing about it is, for science to go to that level would make more sense, trying to give us a form of immortality. But the thing about it is, we know by God himself that he gives you eternal life in a way, and in his way, and not the man's way. So I think a thing that would actually help detect things in your body and be able to fix those things that are, viruses or some kind of, I don't know what you call a parasite or anything that's in your body that's messing it up, and able to eliminate it and add nutrients that would actually help your body and minerals that would make you grow stronger is a good thing. This is the only good part that they're talking about. So I want to see that happen. That's the one thing I do want to see happen in this one video here. But anyway, other than that, they're doing too much super damn science. It's way too much super science, and it's crazy as hell. But anyway, they're all trying to be Dr. Venture. Okay, it's crazy. This is what this is, Dr. Venture, Go Team Venture. Okay, you can see the poster behind me, the big Dig the Venture Brothers. Anyway.
Moreover, the minimally invasive operation will be performed by an autonomous robot surgeon, and recovery after it can be done in a special rehabilitation capsule, where everything necessary for recovery will be supplied at the right time.
Those superhumans, we're getting the superhumans part, and this is the part that is odd, because what they want for a superhuman, I want to be Kryptonian. Okay, they need to give me some shit. I'm the last son from the dying star with a jewel in a black dome galaxy called Krypton.
No! God, please, no!
But that's not all. Genetic engineering will be able to offer as goods superpowers for humans and animals, taken, for example, from other species. Would you like a glowing pet? Or maybe you yourself dream of possessing the sense of smell, hearing, or sight of animals. Some may be just a whim or a dream. Others may.
So what this is, and I'll go back a little bit, but what this is right now he's talking about, in the scientific terms, it's called gene splicing. It's where you take your genes, cut a fraction of it open, and implant other genes from something else. So let's say you want to smell like a, excuse me, God dang it, I hate being sick. But it's like, let's say you want to put in the sense of a dog. I don't know. Beagle, I think, smells 60 times more than a human. So, or 60,000 times more, some shit like that. So if you say you want to cut the DNA strand out, the junk DNA that you got, and then fill it with that dog's sense of smell, and you'll be able to smell like a beagle or something, Let's say you want to take out some of your junk DNA and you want to put in web making from the spider, like Spider-Man. You can actually throw that DNA in there. And then there's lots of other things. But see, the problem with gene splicing is it's making an abomination, because this is where the mutations come in. So it's kind of contradicting what we were saying a while ago, where we're saying that they're got things that help you fix junk DNA, make you perfected and stuff. So I would say for this to happen, to make these gene splicing things happen, where you're going to put in new DNA from other species, is actually going backwards on the thing that they're talking about when they say we're making these babies, we're making sure there's no flaws, no genetic bad makeup, we're going to make sure that their body's healthy and that they have no mental illness. So by doing this is for us. This is for the people that is here right now. Okay, not those future clone babies that they're talking about making, but this is for us right now. Because you already got people out there that say they want to be, what do they call those people? Furries. And the furries are out there, they want to dress up like animals and things like that. Well, this is for them. You can take their DNA junk and pull it out and put in some animal DNA, and bam, they're whatever animal they want to be. This is all gene splicing. And so they're saying that the superpowers, depending on what it is you're trying to be. You want to be a bug and be able to walk up walls, bam, they take that, put it in there. You want to be like a bird, which doesn't make any sense, but there might be some feathers growing and you can fly or something, or an extra limb that grows. It's bad. It's bad. It's a real abomination. Who knows? With this type of thing, you might be able to make the mythological creatures come to life. Centaurs, meaning half horse, half people. You might be able to make, spider people, snake women, like freaking Medusa and stuff like that. There's so many different things that could genetically go wrong with these mutations, and pretty much abomination that would eliminate you as a human and make you worthless as a being, and so you would have to be wiped out. And I think those that can afford doing some kind of thing like this, all the rest of us regular people that ain't got no damn money, they're gonna look at them like they're some kind of monster, and in the right places where people got weapons and shit, they're gonna kill them. This is where I said that humans need a threat that's not human, that way can band together and fight against it. So this would turn a human into a complete monster, an abomination, and so then we would come together and fight against it and the cause that was behind it. And so that's all I gotta say about that.
May be useful for work or hobbies. There's no limits anymore. Some may be just a whim or a dream. Jeez. Would you like a glowing pet? Or maybe you yourself dream of possessing the sense of smell, hearing, or sight of animals. Some may be just a whim or a dream. Others may be useful for work or hobbies. There's no limits anymore. Welcome to the superpower store of the future. In general, much of science fiction.
So I had to rewind that a bit, because I know I said a bunch of stuff. So now we're getting to the robotic part. Now that was a whole bunch of biotech. That was all about biologically changing a human's body. So now we're going to talk about AIs and robots more.
Will just become science. Of course, not all predictions will come true. Some things will never happen, and some things will exceed the most daring expectations. Eventually, people will learn to adapt their bodies or even grow a new race capable of living on other planets. Injuries will no longer be a problem either. Bionic prostheses that provide a full range of tactile sensations, include additional functions, and controlled by the power of thought, will become an everyday occurrence. Lost mobility will be restored by implants with artificial intelligence, linking the brain with damaged parts of the spinal cord. Any part of the body can be replaced and even improved with the help of technology, making yourself stronger, faster, more resilient, or gaining superpowers, such as seeing at night or through walls.
Yeah, see, so the tech they did show on there that seems beneficial is to help the handicapped or disabled people. I'm trying to be politically correct. I always say handicapped because that's the way they used to say back in the day. But, and that's where I was. So, anyway, so with this technology that could help disabled people, that's a good thing. You know, helping them be able to walk again, use an arm again, that type of stuff is good. Where it goes wrong, and then I don't know if people heard this one part where he was talking about being able to make DNA that could fit into other planets. I'll try to go back. I don't know if we can actually catch it. It's going to be like right here. But anyway, so the thing is that he talks about, before he gets on the whole disabled thing, he's talking so fast. That's the thing, they try to say stuff so fast so you don't understand what the hell is going on. But it'll make you go, that'd be cool, and you just focus on one thing. But I'm trying to make you understand bit by bit of what the hell we're talking about. And that's why I'm here, and that's why you're listening, and whatnot. So anyway, what he's saying too is that you can genetically take this gene splicing, because we're still talking gene splicing here, even though he's talking robots. But he's saying that if we can take your DNA, we can make it a certain way, we can make you better, stronger, new, like you're the Bionic Man, and then, or faster, new, whatever. And anyway, trying to remember exactly how Beyond Bionic Man anything goes. Used to watch it a lot when I was little. But anyway, so you're saying you can be able to adapt to another planet. You know, you take your DNA, change it a certain way, be able to make you look like some creature from another planet. And the thing about it is, we don't know yet what all these other creatures look like. You know, some could be freaking Furons from the Furon Empire, you know, the freaking gray aliens, or some could look like fucking Sasquatch or some shit, you know. But the whole thing about it is, even if we do have alien contact, well, then they're telling you right then and there that they're able to make you look like them aliens. And so that's even more of a mystery behind why they would try to pass that part. And so that's why I went back. So hopefully you can hear it real quick and pay attention to the gene splicing. Goes a little bit crazier once you say you want to make people's DNA fit other planets. And we don't know any other planet but this toilet Earth.
And expectations. Eventually, people will learn to adapt their bodies or even grow a new race capable of living on other planets.
See, so that was talked by so quick, and I bet all you missed that. And so that's what he's saying. He's saying that you could make your body adapt to any other planet. What the hell? You create a whole new race. This is the thing that you missed. He says make a whole new race of people. So that's what this is all about. It's not just about, you know, he already covered the part where they're making humans out of nothing, embryos and sperm, and then they're trying to force people to do gene splicing. That's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to make gene splicing seem cool, and that's not cool. Okay. Once you walk by, you see a guy with like a half bat on the damn train. You're like, what the hell is this? You know, or you freaking walking down the street. Maybe some Catwoman would look impressive, but something, I don't know. But anyway, it's crazy.
Injuries will no longer be a problem either. Bionic prostheses that provide a full range of tactile sensations, include additional functions, and controlled by the power of thought, will become an everyday occurrence. Lost mobility will be restored by implants with artificial intelligence, linking the brain with damaged parts of the spinal cord. Any part of the body can be replaced and even improved with the help of technology, making yourself stronger, faster, more resilient, or gaining superpowers, such as seeing at night or through walls. But that won't be the most surprising part.
Okay, so now we're getting to the brain implants, which once again I'm talking about a little ahead of before that, because they mentioned, they slightly touched on it. They were talking to clone test tube babies, or whatever the hell they are. And so now they're going to talk about it, and so just pay attention to what they say, because there's some damaging stuff they're saying. You just got to read between the lines.
Just as smartphones have recently replaced phones, music players, bank cards, and car keys, in 2050, brain implants will replace smartphones and many other gadgets. Not only will they allow us to communicate with each other, literally embodying the idea of telepathy, it will be possible to change the world around us with the power of thought. The Internet of Things at home and on the street will obey your will in everything around us. It is only enough to want something, and an order will be placed. Implants will also give us enhanced memory capabilities, as well as 24/7 access to the Internet. Exactly what we need.
Exactly what we don't need. We don't need our whole thoughts processed to the global, World Wide Web. We don't need that. We don't need, the memory thing, yeah, that's good. Remember things. Sometimes memories pop out of my mind from back when, and I have to talk about it. I don't care who's around. I'm like, I remember when I was a kid and I burnt my arm on some stupid light bulb, and then that bubble stem thing popped up, It's stupid, but but I said that the other day. I don't know why I thought about it, but it's been like, I don't know, I was like 5 or 6 when that happened. But anyway, so what I'm talking about right here is the fact that we don't need telepathy is the thing. And that's like, first off, you're saying you want the internet to be in your brain 24/7. That'll drive someone completely bonkers, and their brain would probably explode. There's too much shit going on online, and it's just constant all day. You need to shut off. You need to release. This is why God gave us a day of rest, because too much stuff get on the brain, too much stuff on the mind. You need to step back and relax. And when it comes to the telepathy thing, okay, we don't need everyone knowing what the hell we thinking about. Sometimes I look at people and I'm a little bit more smarter than them. I'm not a super genius at any level, but to sit back and listen to someone and you go, wow, that person thinks fucked up. And so you go sit there and start thinking like, we gotta be all so crazy shit. I don't want to think like, I don't want to hear what's on their thoughts. They probably think about decapitating people or doing some freaky autopsy on some kid or some shit. You don't want to know. No one wants to know, so you shouldn't have to have that type of ability, telepathy in that way. Not unless you want to be Professor Xavier or something crazy to that nature, but even then, there's some limitations. So, anyway.
What's more, the Internet itself will change. Communication platforms will develop technologies that allow us to share online not only what we see, but what we feel. Multisensory messaging allows us to communicate smells, textures, sensations, such as a warm breeze in the face or the first snow. With artificial intelligence, it will be possible to extract any kind of data from the Internet.
So it's not good. I want to tell you, unless some technology tells you what a breeze on your face is like, just go outside and feel the fucking breeze. Catch the rainbow or whatever the hell. I watched that Shazam movie out.
Organized and verified. The availability of a database of relevant and purely scientific knowledge will make it possible to get the right answer to almost any question, both simple and requiring extensive research. Neural networks will interpret all knowledge in a language understandable to each particular person, supplementing it with a generated 3D visualization, which will change education.
And so what they're showing is this woman that can access the universe with her brain. She can pick any planet, Saturn, and all this crap just by pressing her brain. And then they're showing all this other imaging that the brain can do once they do this neural implant, which is not a good thing. Neural implants ain't cool. They shut you down like RoboCop and you start getting shot up and stuff. It ain't cool, man.
With the help of implants, it will also be possible to connect directly to artificial intelligence, which is predicted to equal or surpass human intelligence by 2050. Strong AI powered by quantum computers will help hack into many things that are beyond our comprehension today.
So to stop it one more time, so the reason why this is even a thing is because what's going on right now, what he's saying, is that they're going to put AI in your body through this chip, okay? So it's not just accessing the internet, and that is positive because, like I said, he talks fast. He's trying to let it go by without nobody paying attention. And this is why you have no one that's criticizing him, except for me. So what he's saying is, it's going to be able to let AI technology advance things in your brain and be able to eventually do what, You can say that, what's going to help me is going to be more advanced. But no, if AI gets in your brain, that means your body is now AI. Don't have to worry about these real dolls that they're putting AI into so people can have sex with them and stuff. What they're going to do is use your body as that AI. You will physically be that Machina chick and anybody else robotic that they play with. So your body will be the vessel for AI robot. And this neural implant thing gets worse and worse if you hear about it, just like the gene splicing and the clone babies. This is all bad, and this is what they want to happen in 2050, which is coming right around the corner, people. We only got like 30 more years before we're there.
Will facilitate discoveries that we can't even conceive of. It will also make it possible to do things that scientists have been struggling with for a long time, such as digitizing our brains. It will make it possible, if not to transfer our consciousness to the cloud, then at least to create an exact digital copy, which will be able to live forever. Such a copy can also be placed in a robot, created with the help of biotechnology and almost indistinguishable from a human being.
So here we go again. Now this one is the opposite. So just a minute, you'll see, this is why I say he talks fast. Because in the beginning you're saying, okay, you want to put this neural implant in, you want to put the internet in, you want to put all these amazing things that can teach people, but at the same time you want to put AI in the body, which we already have AI robots and stuff, which means one will be able to embody you. Then they're saying that they would want to take your memories, make a direct copy of pretty much a neural implant clone of your brain patterns and be able to inject it into silicone-based body, pretty much an android of you. And what it really means is they're going to replace you with an AI person in your brain, your own biological born brain, and they're going to take your memories, your personality, and put it into a robot body. And so your regular body will be replaced by Android or AI technology, and then you will be literally an AI robot, a clone, god dang it, man. You will be a freaking Android, a robot person. Okay, so that might be bad if some people don't do it at all. You won't be able to tell the difference, and see how they said that you'll be exactly like a human. It'll be exactly like a human, so that means you won't be able to tell what you're talking to. This is very damaging, this is very dangerous, and this is very alarming, because it means the extinction of humanity. People will end up killing people just because they don't know who's real and what's real. In some cases, people can't take the world because they don't know what's real and what to believe. Hell, there's times I feel like I'm on the Truman Show, or this is a plan, or someone set me up. So it's like, oh, there's some kind of plan behind this. So it's like, I can believe it's working for other people. So with that type of scenario, shit, everything is lost. So this is something very damaging. And right now, if you're watching this, and then the rest of you guys realize I'm going to put this out in a day or two, but, online or whatever. So go to SLK Universe to be able to watch this. But right now where I'm at, this guy looks like Satan or something, with a weird animal t-shirt. So anyway.
Such a future carries a lot of dangers. For example, having received the opportunity to receive simulation from computers directly into the brain, many people won't want to return to reality. Instead, they'll prefer improved digital worlds, or the worlds of computer games, where it will be possible to control characters with the power of thought, receiving feedback from the simulation directly into the brain. But even in the real world, many processes, including health, will be controlled by artificial intelligence. And if it decides what hormones to produce and what information to receive, will we be able to consider our desires, thoughts, and beliefs as our own? Or will they be shaped and controlled from the outside?
So here's where this is wrong. Okay, and this is, I'm kind of getting short to this video. It's about to be over with what I'm talking about. But anyway, or this audio tape, whatever. So here's the thing. So now we're talking about, once again, neural implants in a way where, but this is the threat of the future is what the title said. But the thing is, what's going on is, you're going to make a video game where it'd be like Ready Player One. You're inside the game. Your body's sitting there. They're talking about giving you things to make your body physically be able to eat and stuff. You'd be in a whole other world, but you're in a game. So your body's just laying there. It's bad. This is bad. You know, I like playing video games and playing them my whole life, but I don't want to be trapped in a damn world, some video place where somebody come up, rob me while I'm in this ridiculous world. You know, my brain stuck in my brain is a fucking world, and they're robbing my place. Or maybe I'm being raped by some crazy creature or person because they're talking about making genetic abominations, you know, some gene spice and bullshit. So it's like, okay, all these different things could happen, you know, if someone try to kill me, whatever the hell. That's not a good thing. A game where you're physically, mentally controlling everything, stuck in that world, eventually something bad's gonna happen. Something really incredibly disastrous, like mass genocide. Like what if it all fails and everyone's brain ends up, so it's not good. None of this shit is good.
Also at risk will be the leakage of biological data, which, unlike a card or passport, cannot be replaced. The privacy of thoughts and integrity of memories could also be jeopardized. Every technology that will change lives for the better will carry risk, and we need to prepare for that too. Of course, in trying to look beyond the horizon, there's always the risk of getting it wrong. Once upon a time, many smart people thought the computer was a useless invention and that there would never be a need for more than 5 in the whole world. On the other hand, many people in the early 2000s excitedly predicted that in our time, we would all be traveling in flying cars and robots would do all the work for us. Will nanorobots really live inside of us? Will genetic engineering go so far as to create children with predetermined characteristics? Will the future be advanced and bright, or will we come to the Terminator and Matrix scenario? Biotechnology, robotics, and artificial intelligence will play a significant role in the development of events in any case.
They always go to Matrix and they always go to Terminator. I'm sorry, I only like the first Matrix movie, the rest of them's garbage. And when it comes to Terminator, I've just seen all the Terminator things pretty much, and even the last one, The Dark Fate, I think where it really went bad with Terminator was at Genesis. Terminator Genesis, and then the one afterwards with the girl. I tried to get into it, but you killed John Connor in the beginning, and John Connor's the fucking shit. Okay, excuse my language, but yeah. I'm just being real about it. It's like you killed John Connor. What the hell, you know? But all that stuff is fantasy. But what they're trying to do is they're bringing reality to where they want complete control of humanity. And if you can't see this, you're blind. This is why I say this is the robot apocalypse. They're trying to make us all conform and change and adapt to something that's ungodly, that's unnatural. I want to make love to a woman, make a baby. I don't need no damn tube making a baby, some weird pod thing that look like they came from fucking Planet Vegeta or some weird Kryptonian shit. I just want a regular love making baby. I want to sit there and have them make a baby for me. You know, if that makes sense. I don't need no neural implants so the internet can fuck my brain up. It's already fucking my brain up. And anybody else's brain up. Excuse my language again, I'm saying all this. But, whatever. Demonetize, whatever. But, at the same time, it's like, I don't want people running around trying to cut their DNA up and put animal parts in there and looking like mutations and growing antlers or some crazy nonsense. That's crazy. To make your DNA conform to another planet, to put a thing on your mind that could easily freaking let some robot take over your mind like some alien parasite. At the same time, I don't need something that's going to sit around and try to freaking put my brain in a robot body and then have something take over my regular body. And I definitely don't want, I can go on and on. We just heard it all right here. All this stuff, none of it's natural, none of it's real, none of it's natural, none of it's possible. It shouldn't be. And then at the same time, you want to put people's brain in a video game world. I love video games, but damn it, I'm not going to be trapped in a whole different world and then maybe forget how to get out of it. And while I forget how to get out of it, people are robbing me, blind, killing me, doing all kinds of shit they want because there's a dead body pretty much sitting there that's functional that can't come back because, hey, you probably pulled the plug on them, so they're stuck in that world now. You know, there's so many different scenarios that can go wrong. And so, this is what I'm saying. The apocalypse is upon us, and extinction of humanity is at hand. And we have the tools, we have the power. We have to connect with one another and make sure something like that won't happen. We have to stand up against technology, or technology is going to overpower us with crazy Looney Tune people who decide they want to make something that's not real. So, with this being said, I'm going to say this is it for now anyway. And hopefully you guys check out my Amazon store, Amazon.com/Shelby.Kyles. And check out my Instagram, which is Shelby.Kyles. And pretty much that's my socials right now. So anyway, peace be with you guys. Blessings upon you always. And yeah, we can change the world if we come together and stop things from happening. So peace be with you. Till next time.